Hey folks, in the following video I'm going to quickly show you how to set up the blog page in your crowd theme. So to do this we're going to use a listing block, and that is going to let us display a list of blog posts on a particular page. So as you can see right now my blog page is empty, and we're going to do two things to get started and find out how that works. So first of all, let's go to Pages. And from here, we are going to go to the blog page. So now we're in the blog page, you will want to go down to the layout section, and you'll want to then go to add block. And in here, we're going to use the listing block. So if you find the listing block, just add that to the page. You can close that out. You can then, in my opinion, I would remove the WordPress content section. If you want the page title, keep that. You can drag it in order as always. You can also build out the page with multiple listing blocks if you want to have different variations in views, or use other blocks to build around this page. But first we're just going to use the listing block, and the second block I want to add is actually listing pagination. So we can add pagination. That is basically whenever you set a number of posts, for example, 6 posts is the maximum per page. This will let you navigate through the different pages for more posts. So if you have 12 pages, or 12 posts, sorry, you will have 2 pages. You also have options for categories as well. So if you wanted to have a category section at the top of the post, for example, so let's choose one of those, as I say, listing category list. I'm just going to drag that to the top. It's normally best before the listing block. We can configure each of the blocks now. Just click the pencil icon. Now if you want post categories, just select post categories, choose the different categories that are available. So for example, editorial, engagements, families in my case, etc. So you can add the categories. This will only show categories if you have categorized your blog posts. Next, the listing block, let's click that. What would you like to list? Blog posts. Again, do you want specific categories, yes or no? Then you can choose the layout type A through type G. Again, for different ones, you'll have different options in the detail tab. So I'm going to use type B, for example. Just check the detail tab. I want to have, say, 9 blog posts. I want to have 3 columns in my case. Do I want masonry? No, I like mine square, or square in this 3:2 ratio. I'm going to keep it like that. You can just check any of the other options that are available in here and just set those up. Again, do you want the button for read more, yes or no? So again, you can just go through and configure each of the options. I won't go into detail for each one. It would make this video last forever. But you can just check through each of the options and then select the detailed items for each of those. Then for listing pagination, you actually don't have to do anything. You can just leave that on. Again, you can just check it and choose the different type B or C. And again, choose and update the labels if required. So maybe you want to change the label to say next page and previous page, that's up to you. So again, once that's done, go ahead and hit update. The next thing to check, and this is a common issue and reason, people have archives on their blog page. So that instead of saying blog like mine right now, you'll see archives, and that will happen if you have the blog page set in settings and reading. If you go to settings for reading, you'll see there is an option here for post page. So if you've selected the blog page, here you're actually going to have archives, which you don't want. You will actually want to keep this completely blank. One final thing that you can do for consistency is go to flow themes and pages. In the meantime, let me just refresh the blog page so you can see how this looks. And you'll see I should have the page title. I selected my categories here. So for example, if I click engagement sessions, that will show only engagement session posts. And again, if I had more than say 9, it would actually show pagination. So if I go back to all, you should hopefully be able to see that if I have more than 9 blog posts. Yeah, so you can see there's a previous and next set. Previous is blanked out. Obviously, you can't go any prior than the most recent post. As I mentioned, there's one other thing you want to do, that is set up the archives pages, the search pages, so they're consistent with how your blog looks. So again, flow themes, pages, scroll down, and you'll see there's an option for search page. So choose this. I always choose the same layout as the blog. The same with your, you can also choose the number of posts. So again, 9, columns 3, just for consistency, and update any of the other options available there. The same for the listing layout. If it's an archive page, for example, if they go to categories, same deal here. Number of posts 9, columns 3. Of course, configure this to your own settings, ladies and gentlemen, and to make it sense for yours. But I'm just using the same consistency throughout. So again, make sure everything's as is, and once you update this page, that means then if someone goes to a specific category, then it's going to be nice and consistent. So for example, let me choose one that has a category. If I go here, maybe to venues, and I see that it has, let's go to editorial. You will then see that it actually has the same layout as the main blog page. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you set up your blog page, and also the category type pages to be consistent with that using the listing block.